Hi everyone, I thought today I would just do a little video in the bunnies room, and I thought I might try opening up Billy and Coco's pens and seeing how they go, just exploring in and out of one another's pens. I wouldn't recommend this at all if they hadn't been together for very long, like next to each other. They didn't know each other's smell very well, or they were very aggressive towards each other. Because rabbits can be very territorial, we're meeting in their own space. But I did this with Lotus and BL. I just opened up their two pens after they'd had a few bonding sessions together and they were okay through the bars of the pens together. And it worked really well for them, and then I could just, open it up regularly for, a bit of time here and there, and yeah, it was a really good way to go. So I thought today I might do that, and we'll see how we go with that. So I'll just hop in the pen here. And as you know, I've got the system where it just clips with a little clip there so that I can just open that up. I'll just move his water bowls and food out the way. A little bit sleepy at the moment. Don't know if Coco will come through in here either. It doesn't open up very wide at the moment, but there's a bit of a gap. She's already thinking, what is this all about? I'll sit back here with Billy. Hey sweetie, I'm gonna go. She doesn't want to come in. She's like, no, not going in that area. That's not my home. How you doing, Bibs to Bill? Having a bit of a snooze there, bud. Hey? A bit of a snooze on this hot day. Weather's warmed up so much here in Tasmania. We're in spring at the moment, but it's been beautiful days. The rabbits are starting to shed, so I'm going to have to do some brushing very soon. Coco. Hi. Hi. Coco sniff. I don't think you really hear you sweet. Hi, don't you? The thing with them being a bit older, they're not really that active. Like, as soon as there's a gap in any area, these two over here, Bill and Lotus, are just right into it, exploring straight away. But the oldies here would rather just have a snooze and eat their hay rather than explore any gaps. So we'll see. So I might not get anything in this footage of them coming through, but I think that's the tactic I'll take this time. It's so much easier too than relocating them into the bathroom. So I have to carry them in, make sure the dogs don't get in and all that sort of thing. Whether if I can just open up the pen and let them in this way, it'll be a lot easier. Just let them in and out of each other's pens, and that way they sort of get used to sharing territory too. Like I said, I'm pretty confident with these guys because they have been together for so long now, that well, next to each other, like as I said in my last video, they've got no coverings on their bars at the moment, so which means they're not trying to hurt each other through the bars, which is really good. And yeah, I'm pretty confident they won't get into a huge scuffle. But anyway, that's the next tact I'll take. I think the next thing I'll do to see how these go with bonding. And we'll go from there. I think it's been so nice just them being neighbours though. Like, Coco seems so much happier and so much less on edge just having Billy as her, as her neighbour. I think that's really nice for her to have him. So I'm really pleased that that we have put them next to each other and at least gotten this far, because I think it's really made a difference to her happiness, which is wonderful. Right, so I've opened the pen up a little bit wider now. I've sort of just pushed across either side of the dividers there to see what these guys will think of each other's pens. And they have actually ventured into each other's pens now, which they weren't doing before. So Billy's chinning that. Apparently that belongs to him now. That's definitely his box. It was his box before, and I just put it into Coco's for a bit. He's on tiptoes, he's a bit tentative, but Coco's just into his food, so she's found his food bowl and she's into that. There'll probably be quite a lot of pooing and probably territorial wee marking with them in each other's pens. Sorry about the noise, Beals over there ripping to shreds piece of cardboard. Don't you create trouble, Ruby. Stay in your own pen. Good girl. Billy's just sniffing all the smells over there. Probably smelling lots of Coco smells. And Coco's just eating. So as you can see, they're pretty good together. Like, you know, there's a bit of chitting going on, which is just territorial and, you know, that sort of thing. But they're not actually wanting to fight, which is wonderful. Like, they're happy to be in each other's territory and they're happy to be around each other. So if I'm finding it a little bit difficult because I haven't bonded any bunny as old as Coco before. And Billy is really persistent with his humping, which isn't a sexual thing at all. It's just a territorial thing because they're both, you know, they're spayed and neutered. And if they were younger bunnies, I'd be like, oh, well, I'll just leave them to work it out because, you know, there's plenty of space for, you know, Coco to get away. Billy's not being aggressive. He's not humping her face or anything like that. But because Coco's so old, I'm really worried that it's going to be too stressful for her. She doesn't move around that much, so all the extra exercise and the extra having to move around, I'm just worried that it might stress her too much. So it's a bit tricky. I'm not sure how to go ahead from here, because if I keep doing just little introductions, I don't know if they're going to actually sort it out by themselves. I think they need a longer amount of time now to just establish their place in this relationship. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want to leave Coco so long in with Billy humping her that it stresses her too much and it's really detrimental to her health. So I'm not sure how to go ahead from here. I think I'll research a bit, see if I can find any information on the web on bonding older rabbits, just because I haven't done it before. It's a bit of a new thing to me and I want to do the right thing by Coco. I mean, Billy's fine because Coco's not at all trying to be dominant to him. But yeah, I want this to be a positive and you know, I want this to improve Coco's quality of life. I certainly don't want it to be detrimental to her health. So I might go from there. It's just a shame because I think, you know, they would be fine if I could just leave them, if Billy would just calm down with his humping for a bit. And I think he would calm down with his humping if he was just able to be with her for longer, but I just am not prepared to stress her too much. So we'll see how it goes from there. But it's really positive that they are at this stage and that they're not being at all aggressive to each other, just a bit dominant. So thank you so much for watching, and I will keep you updated as to how these guys are going and what I've decided to do. And until next time, I send lots of love and hugs, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!